Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video I want to bring you the fulfillment of a statement that I've been making for the last 5 years, and that is, whenever a company manages to allow people in cryptocurrency to invest in cryptocurrency with a retirement account, that company is going to do very well. And that company just so happens to be called iTrustCapital. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of their product. This is a sponsored video, but I really do believe in this product. And I think that it's going to be able to help you to be able to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies while deferring your taxes until the age of retirement so that you are able to not have to worry as much about the crazy tax code in the United States. So we're going to be talking about all of that and more in today's video. Let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I want to first start by defining what an IRA is, and you'll see why I'm talking about this. An IRA is basically a retirement account, and it's a vehicle in which there are different tax reporting requirements. Whenever you're trading in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency taxes, basically every single time you transact Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency in or out of Bitcoin to Ethereum to Litecoin to ADA to AVAX to ADAX to whatever it is, that's a taxable event, and it's technically supposed to be reported to the IRS. There are a lot of different things that you have to do to report to the IRS, and it's actually very difficult to comply because the regulation is not very clear. The reason that an IRA is so very important is because of the tax reporting requirements that happen within this box don't actually necessarily happen within this box until you pull the money out of the box. What's the box? It's called an IRA, and that's what iTrustCapital does. It allows you to invest in Bitcoin by using an IRA. We're over here on the website, iTrustCapital.com. You can see right here, invest in crypto with your IRA, buy and sell crypto 24/7 using your retirement account. The reason I said before that you want to be thinking about using a retirement account is because there are far less tax reporting requirements when you're investing within an IRA. And as I said, that's what iTrustCapital allows you to do. I actually want to jump over to a page right here. It's called How It Works. If we come over to this page, you can see that basically all you have to do is complete your IRA application online within minutes, and they will help you with this, getting started, step-by-step walkthrough. Fund your IRA, and then it will break down the different ways to fund your retirement account. And then you connect it with iTrustCapital, and you begin investing within their software. And everything that you're doing within iTrustCapital, you're actually doing within that IRA. So you're not forced to go through all of the same tax reporting requirements that you would be if you were investing outside of a retirement account. And the reason that that's important is actually threefold. Depending on the type of IRA you set up with, number one, you will be investing with something called pre-tax money, meaning that you're putting $100,000 in, but you're actually not having to pay taxes on that $100,000 until you take out with the profits. So instead of investing $70,000 because you had to pay $30,000 on taxes before you put in, you can put the full $100,000 in, or $10,000 or whatever your number is, into the account. You pay taxes when you pull out of the account at a later date when you're starting to withdraw from the retirement account when you're starting to reach the age of retirement. The second reason why investing within this vehicle, this investment vehicle that is a retirement account, is because right now the regulatory clarity is not clear. It's very, very fuzzy how exactly we're supposed to report our trades, how we're supposed to report our investments. The regulation in crypto is not very clear. So if you invest in iTrustCapital through an IRA and you come back 5, 10, 15 years later and you actually withdraw at that time, it's going to be a lot easier for you to find a CPA that's going to be able to help you deal with those taxes because the taxes actually make sense. I'm dealing with cryptocurrency taxes right now. It is an absolute mess because the IRS has not put up proper guidelines. So when you invest with an IRA and you come back and you withdraw 5, 10, 15 years later, you're going to be faced with much more understandable regulation, and it's going to be much easier for you for that reason. The third reason why you might want to invest with an IRA is because when you start withdrawing as you're entering into your retirement years, you're more than likely going to be in a lower tax bracket. If you're making $400,000 a year in America, your tax burden can be pushing up towards 40%, especially if you have state and local taxes. But if you start to withdraw this money when you're at the age of retirement, you're likely going to be in a lower tax bracket, meaning that you're going to pay less taxes on the withdrawal, and you're going to be paying taxes after your money has worked for you and gone and made that money. So instead of starting with $70,000, you can start with $100,000 because you're paying taxes afterwards. And when you do pay taxes, you're going to be paying less in taxes more than likely because you're going to be at the age of retirement. And actually, I'll throw a fourth reason why you might want to invest in an IRA in there. IRAs typically take penalties if you withdraw early before you reach the age of retirement. So it actually incentivizes you to be a hodler because you don't want to start withdrawing too early because you will pay penalties by withdrawing from your IRA up front. This is not a trading account that we're setting up here. This is an investment account that we're talking about setting up here with iTrustCapital, and it will encourage you to be a hodler. If you're always worried about saying, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to sell, I have weak hands, invest with an IRA, and you're going to get penalized if you do that. You're going to pay taxes early if you do that. So it's going to give you a psychological reason to stay in the IRA and hold your crypto for the long run. But let's talk a little bit more about the product itself, iTrustCapital. Number one, you can see here that there have been a ton of reviews, a ton of accounts created. iTrustCapital has been around for a while. There's over 100,000 accounts that have been created. They, on Trustpilot, are sitting at a 4.5-star review. On Google Reviews, they're sitting at a 5-star review. You can see some of these experiences over here. If I just scroll through these, you can pause and read some of these reviews. And I can actually attest to this. I know several other influencers, and I know several people from the North American Bitcoin Conference that I went to recently that use iTrustCapital, and they do believe in and trust this product, and it has been very, very good to them. This page kind of just breaks down what we're looking at here. Tax advantages. I already broke down some of the tax advantages of investing within an IRA. Those taxes can be deferred. Another thing, obviously, they are open 24/7. This is not a stock market. Just like in the rest of cryptocurrency, you can trade 24/7, 365 days a year. And then low cost. You're probably wondering, well, Jebb, what are the fees? We're investing within a legal framework such as an IRA that we typically don't. What are the fees like? Well, there's no setup fees, there's no monthly fees, and transaction fees are only 1%. That's actually extremely low. Pretty much anything that allows you to invest in an IRA, whether that being in crypto or in traditional finance, typically charges a whole lot more than that. So that's actually very inexpensive compared to what you might find elsewhere. Let's go ahead and talk about security. They're actually using Coinbase custody to store all of the wallets that they are holding, and they actually work with Fireblocks. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Fireblocks at the North American Bitcoin Conference. Great company. They are helping to protect all of those investments. So as far as whether or not you're worried about your money being lost, that's not an issue here. Military-grade security wallets, they're not joking about that. Now, another question you probably have, what cryptocurrencies are there? Well, obviously, iTrustCapital isn't going to have all 10,000 cryptocurrencies or so, but they're going to have pretty much everything that you might want in the top 25 or so. We can go ahead and look at all available. We can look at more assets right here, and you will find that they have Cardano, Basic Attention Token, Engine, Algorand, Cosmos, Tezos, Curve, Solana, Aave, Polygon, Yearn Finance, Sushi, etc. We have Bitcoin, Avalanche, Sheeb is on here, Decentraland, Polkadot, Litecoin, and they're always adding more. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, several of these were not even here. So they've been adding quite a bit over the last little while. Another thing I like about iTrustCapital is if you go back to the homepage here and you go over to Learn, then you will be able to find a ton of different educational resources here to teach you about what the coins are doing, about, what is crypto mining, just crypto educational content, which you guys know, I am all for crypto education. That's what we do. We're a media and education company at our core. They even have right here an explainer on how to open a crypto IRA. If you go ahead and click on this button, it's going to bring you to a page where it will walk you through those steps. If you're wondering about iTrustCapital versus other Bitcoin IRA providers, you can come to this page under Learn, go down here to Retirement Education. You can find an article here on this. You can also figure out how to put your Bitcoin in your 401k. You can learn about traditional versus Roth IRAs because there are differences based on the kind of tax deferral that you're doing. There's so many resources here in this site, and as it says right here, they're the #1 crypto IRA platform in America, and that is absolutely true. So here's the deal, guys. Right when I got into cryptocurrency, I started learning about different investment vehicles like IRAs and 401ks from a YouTuber named Graham Stephan, actually. And I remember back in 2018 saying to myself, I don't think I ever said this on the channel, but I remember saying to myself, the company that provides IRAs in crypto, they're going to make a lot of money and they're going to be very successful. And if they are able to provide a good product, they're going to get a lot of attention. And that's what iTrustCapital is getting right now. They're getting a lot of attention because they're the number one IRA provider in cryptocurrency. That is not something that's really been built a whole lot. There's a couple of companies that are doing it, but they're definitely #1. They are absolutely leading the space, and they've been working here doing this for a multitude of years. They launched a while ago, and they've been providing high-quality custody and high-quality IRA investment to their clients ever since. If you're an investor, if you truly mean it when you say, I want to hold my Bitcoin and crypto for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years like I do, you should definitely consider signing up with iTrustCapital, because when you do, you're going to be getting all of those tax advantages at a very low fee, much lower than you would find in the traditional investment vehicles such as IRAs in the traditional finance world. It's almost like crypto does everything better, isn't it? If you are an investor in the cryptocurrency space, here's what I encourage you to do. Talk to your CPA, talk to your financial advisor, because full disclosure, I am not your financial advisor. Talk to them about IRAs. Talk to them about the pros and the cons of investing with an IRA. I broke down some of them, but there are more advantages. And then if you find, hey, this is something that I want to do, sign up for iTrustCapital. There's a link down below, and you will be able to go ahead and get started investing and saving money on taxes, because people don't realize this. The #1 expense in investment is actually taxes, and if you're able to defer those taxes, especially to a time when you have a lower tax burden, you're going to save yourself a lot of money because those taxes really cut straight into your profit. As I said, go ahead and sign up for an account down below and check out iTrustCapital because they've got a great product, one that I think you are going to benefit quite a bit from. If you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button and tell me down below, do you invest in cryptocurrency with an IRA? And if you haven't already, are you considering it? Because there are so many advantages. I'm going to consider doing it. I don't know why we wouldn't do it. There's so many reasons to do so. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely consider subscribing because we're trying to help you become financially free in these cryptocurrency markets. And also, consider following us on Twitter @CryptoJebb for more updates on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Peace.